People always ask me how I've been a vegetarian. I've actually been a vegetarian my whole life. I was born and raised a vegetarian, which I think a lot of people find that intriguing because they always think vegetarians, are known as like weak and not that strong. And I love being an example of proving them wrong. All throughout high school and college, everyone told me if I wanted to be a successful athlete, I had to start eating meat and change my ways, but I never listened, and I was stubborn, and I've been proving people wrong. And I think it's there's people contact me every day on my Facebook and Twitter and all kinds of ways, saying that they became a vegetarian because of me. And it's been, I never set out like trying to be an example, but it's been nice that I've turned into a positive example for young athletes. My philosophy on eating is I just try to eat foods that are least processed and no meat. So, obviously any fruits, vegetables. I eat lots of like beans, quinoas, rices, just things that aren't processed. Every now and again I'll have something that's processed, like chips or something. I'm not like a hardcore freak about it, but I try to eat the least amount of processed foods as possible, which is whenever I do supplements too. I stopped getting supplements with lots of weird additives in them and stuff like that. Because it's like, if you don't know what it is, it's got weird chemicals. I don't like putting it in my body. My goals are, I've always set out the sport to be the best. I set out to be the UFC champ, and I've managed to capture, 5 world titles and come close. I lost a really close decision to George St. Pierre, considered the best in the world by many, pound for pound, and falling short was tough on me, and I'm regrouping and gunning back for that title, and I think I plan on reaching it by hopefully early next year or sometime next year. I originally got started when I was 9 years old into wrestling, so I wrestled all throughout high school, did quite well there, and decided to pursue wrestling in college, where I was a 2-time All-American. Then after college, I was a little bored, wanted something to do, and I met Chuck Liddell, who ended up being one of the biggest stars in fighting. But when I first met him, he was brand new to the sport, so I went into his gym and started working out a little bit, and just got hooked. And just back when I got started, the sport wasn't really that big. There was no money or fame, but I just loved training. So I trained with Chuck for a while, and then after about 2 years, moved on to Cesar Gracie, where I became a black belt in Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, and then I was fighting this whole time, all kinds of shows. I managed to pick up 5 world titles all throughout Japan. I was a Strikeforce world champion, Elite XC world champion, and then made my way to the UFC.